Hello everyone. Since times immemorial, India claims a very glorious tradition of artistry. Especially the handloom artisans of India are very well known for the deftness in their craft. In the poem Indian Weavers, we see these craftsmen weaving three different types of garment for three different occasions, signifying three stages of human life. The beauty of the poem lies in the inweave of these three stages with the three stages of a day. Before proceeding further to the poem, let us know something about the poetess Sarojini Naidu.
Sarojini Naidu was born in 1879 and she died in 1949. A prominent figure in Indian freedom struggle against the British rule, Sarojini Naidu was a proponent of civil rights and women's emancipation. She belonged to a highly educated family and received the poetic creativity as a legacy from her mother, who was a Bengali poetess. Her literary work earned her the sobriquet Nightingale of India by Mahatma Gandhi, and Rabindranath Tagore honored her by calling Bharat Kokila. She was the first Indian woman to become the president of the Indian National Congress and also the governor of the United Provinces. Her literary works include The Golden Threshold, The Bird of Time, The Broken Wing, The Sceptered Flute, The Feather of the Dawn, etc. In Indian Weavers, she talks about three types of garment symbolizing three stages of human life. The colors mentioned in the poem are very significant as they indicate the moods related to the events. I will read the poem first and then we will see the explanation of each stanza. Weavers weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? Blue as the wing of a halcyon wild, we weave the robes of a newborn child. This poem is a conversation between the poet and the Indian weavers. The poet is surprised to see the weavers weaving something right at the crack of dawn, and hence she asks the weavers why they are weaving a garment so beautiful and blue in color like the feathers of a wild kingfisher so early in the morning. The weavers reply that they are weaving the robes or clothes for a newborn baby. Now let us see the second stanza. Weavers weaving at fall of night, why do you weave a garment so bright? Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green, we weave the marriage veils of a queen. In the next stanza, she asks them why they are weaving a bright and purple and green colored garment like the plumes of a peacock in the late afternoon or at the approach of evening. The weavers answer her that they are weaving the wedding apparel for a queen. Let us come to the last stanza now. Weavers weaving solemn and still, what do you weave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather and white as a cloud, we weave a dead man's funeral shroud. In the third stanza, the poet notices that the weavers now are no more in the same happy mood with which they had woven the clothes for the newborn baby and the royal marriage ceremony. On the contrary, now they are very seriously weaving a garment in the chilly night. She asks them what they are weaving in the moonlight and what is that cloth which is white like a feather and a cloud. The weavers tell her that they are weaving a shroud for a dead man to be wrapped in during the funeral rites. Let us see the rhyme scheme of the poem now. The rhyming words in the poem are day, gay, wild, child, night, bright, green, queen, still, chill, and cloud, shroud. Hence, the rhyme scheme of the poem is AABB. The poem consists of 3 quatrains, that is, stanzas of 4 lines each. Now, let us see the figures of speech in this poem. Alliteration. Weavers weaving at break of day. In this line, the sound of the consonant W has been repeated pleasingly. Therefore, this is the figure of speech called alliteration. Why do you weave a garment so gay? Here, the sounds of the consonants W and G are repeated for poetic effect. Blue as the wing of a halcyon wild. Here, the sound of W is repeated for musical effect, and hence this is alliteration. Next, we weave the robes of a newborn child. Here, the sound of W is repeated. Weavers weaving at fall of night. Here also, the sound of W is repeated. Why do you weave a garment so bright? Here too, the sound of W is repeated. Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green. In this example, the sound of the consonant P is repeated pleasingly. Next, we weave the marriage veils of a queen. Here the sound of W is repeated. Weavers weaving solemn and still. In this example, the sounds of W and S are repeated. What do you weave in the moonlight chill? Here the sound of W is repeated. And we weave a dead man's funeral shroud. In this example, also the sound of the consonant W is repeated for poetic effect, and therefore this is the example of alliteration. Now let us see a repetition. White as a feather and white as a cloud. Here the words white as a are repeated for poetic effect. Interrogation. Why do you weave a garment so gay? In this example, a question is asked to put the point more effectively. Why do you weave a garment so bright? Here, a question is asked to emphasize the point, and hence this is the figure of speech called interrogation. Let us see the examples of simile now. Blue as the wing of a halcyon wild. In this example, the blue robes are directly compared to the blue wings of a wild halcyon. Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green, here the royal wedding apparel is directly compared to the plumes of a peacock. White as a feather and white as a cloud, here the shroud is directly compared to a white feather and a white cloud, and therefore these are the examples of simile. Now let us see metaphor. Weavers weaving at break of day. Here we find that there is an implicit comparison between the beginning of day and the birth of a newborn baby, which is the beginning of human life. And therefore, this is the figure of speech called metaphor. Next example, weavers weaving at fall of night. Here too, there is an implied comparison between the evening and the second stage of human life, that is youth. Let us see the third example. What do you weave in the moonlight chill? The moonlight here denotes night, and chill signifies coldness and lifelessness. The chill moonlight is compared to death. The last stage of day, thus, is compared to the last stage of life, and therefore this is the figure of speech metaphor. Let us see the examples of imagery now. The use of the phrases and words like break of day, blue, newborn child, fall of night, bright, purple and green, marriage veils, solemn and still, moonlight chill, white as a feather, white as a cloud, and funeral shroud. These words and these phrases create mental pictures before our mind's eyes effectively, and therefore these are the examples of imagery. In this way, we find that Sarojini Naidu has beautifully interwoven the themes of the life cycle and the cycle of a day. This poem is a lovely tribute to the expertise
of the handloom craftsmen of India. I hope, children, that you have understood this poem well. Thank you for watching.